in the car.
I am, yeah. I am en route, and I didn't get a chance to get all the way there, so I'm having to figure out how to do this in the car. But I have headphones, and I think I'm ready to go here.
Wow.
The mobile edition.
The mobile edition, yeah.
Nice. Science on location.
Here, I'm going to post into the link that it's our regular Zoom channel.
Okay. Thank you. I guess there was some confusion. I think I accidentally posted as Arizona time. I did not mean that. Does that how you guys interpreted it?
I actually wasn't smart enough to understand what the different abbreviation was, so I clicked on the link given and waited for the meeting to happen.
Oh.
Because it'll just sit there while I was working on I got stuff to do anyway on the computer, so I just hit it and let it go.
Oh, wow.
I'm West Coast centric, so I always just assume.
Cool. That's what I hope all of you will do. Just assume it's PST all the time. It never changes. If it changes, it's on our mistake. So.
I just assumed it was PST too. I didn't even notice, so that's good.
Okay, cool. Thanks. All right, so let's check out some of the songs that we meant to get to last week. And, or not last week, but 2 days ago. And do a little bit of reviewing. All right. Today is the 21st, so that was what, the 19th or 18th? 18th is where we started posting comments. Here we go. All right, Brian, we're going to start with you, and then we'll go to Angela. All right, so the first song here is Brian Hodges' song, The Blue Hour. Oh, I should share it. There we go. All right, everybody hit your mute button. Make sure you're muted. And we'll get going here.
It's the little things that remind me of me that feels incomplete. Moving forward, how can you be in a better place when I am here without you? Your perfect skin and your smile has turned to ashes. There's no one to call for recipe. Moving forward, or cheer me on when I reach for dreams. When I am here
Beautiful. Brian, tell us about the song.
Okay, well, obviously this isn't intended for a commercial, unless we're selling burial plots. But this was actually a song that Marcel and I had written a couple of years ago when her mom passed away. It was originally a guitar-based song. It was just a really, emotive song. But there was a call recently that asked for basically a song that just hit it on all fours, and the reference tracks were all piano and strings, Agnes Obel and Ruel and Fleury. So I decided to take this old track, and I see somebody said Kate Bush. We always get that, and I'm so glad I get that, or she gets that. But we decided to rewrite it and produce it as a piano front song. And I rewrote the song in a couple of weeks and produced it, got it out, didn't make the final cut. It was for an indie film, but I got a note back from the director that they thought it was a great song, that it fit perfectly. They just had too many to choose from. So that's where we are.
That's pretty awesome critique. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. It sounds. Did you produce this yourself, Brian?
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Very good. I thought there was a couple times that the strings sound a little like there was one forward string. Is that a virtual instrument you're using for that?
No, it's real strings.
Those are real strings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably just, I lifted it in a couple of spots, and I'll probably just go through and smooth it down. I do lift them in the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Was that where it got really apparent to you, or was it while they're singing?
It was while they're singing, actually. Her voice is amazing, by the way. Hi there. You've got a beautiful voice.
I know, I'm lucky.
Yeah. I think it's a gorgeous song, man. I think this is the kind of thing that has a very specific vibe and feeling that it emotes. And so that's not going to come up all the time for searches, but when it does, it seems like that would fit really nicely. It's produced well. It's sung well. I did think that there's a couple spots that sound just a little bit pitchy, but not very bad. Just a little bit, maybe a little bit of pitch correction in a couple spots when she was kind of sliding up on a few notes. But that's the only part that stood out to me. Even the greatest singers in the world, when they do a studio work, they often do a little bit of pitch correction just so they can concentrate on their performance,
Yeah, I hadn't had time yet. That's the kind where you have to do a manual pitch correction, because if you throw in a computer, it sounds horrible.
Especially on slides like that.
Yeah.
You got to go in, just take a piece of, when she finally reaches the note, just correct that. That's it.
Yeah, I know exactly which one, because I tried to throw an automatic pitch correct on that one note, and it sounded awful.
Oh. Oh, I love it, man. I think it's a great song. It's beautiful. It's haunting. It's interesting. It's got a cool backstory. It's sung well. It's produced well. I think you knocked it out of the park.
Thanks. And, I just got to say, it's through this program and just working myself, every month nonstop, I couldn't have produced this 4 months ago.
Wow.
So, yeah, I just keep learning from everyone in here and from your sessions. This is the first time I've posted something for review. So thanks.
Thank you for doing it, man. What an honor. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad to hear that you're being pushed, because all of you have this stuff inside of you. It's just, you needed a program, you needed some structure to just drive, to kick you into gear. And I'm hearing that a lot from a lot of people. People are starting to go, okay, I'm seeing now the fruits of the labor we've been putting in, because at first it's a little hard, it's hard to get going and submit stuff, and it's not quite there. And you're like, I know I've got this in me, but you've got so much skill, so much talent, Brian. You can do whatever you want in music, man.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing. That's awesome. Does anybody have anything they want to share on that song? You just unmute yourself real quick. Okay. I'm going to jump to Mountains in the Sea. No, actually, that one is not Mark's. Let's see. Mark.
That one's me and Phil.
Oh, Angela, you are next. For some reason, I was thinking that Mark was next. All right, let's listen to Angela's.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Waving to my haters. Love it.
Not gonna get me down, no matter what they say. Not gonna get me down. Today is my day. Well, I've got my head up and my new shoes on. Inside there's a fire burning like the sun. No, I'm not gonna stop. And I'll be waving to my haters as I rise to the top. Woo!
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Wow, what a cool song, Angela. Did you and your husband write this?
Yeah, we did. It was actually one that I kind of wrote in January when we did the 5-day challenge or whatever it was called before the class started. And we were talking about different themes of like female empowerment and rise up and all that. And so it just kind of like sprung from some of those kind of coming together.
Nice. I love it. I think it's so good. I think, again, this is one of those things that your voice is so prominent and so centered and focused on that any little pitch stuff starts to show a little bit. And I think it could use some pitch correction in the choruses. That's where I was really, between the harmonies and melody, I would work on that a little bit, tighten that up, that harmony, because it's a really cool harmony.
You mean the oohs in the background and stuff?
Yeah, but what were the lyrics there? I've got my head up and my new shoes on. Aren't you doing a harmony right there as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was just between the harmony and the melody, I felt like needed to be tighter as far as pitch correction. I love when that beat first comes in. It feels so fresh. It's really, it just feels very modern, very fresh, and it doesn't take itself real seriously. It's just fun, but it's kind of quirky also. It really works, and the guitar work is amazing. I think you got a great song here, and it's got a lot of female empowerment elements. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, we kind of left it a little quirky and like a little indie feel because we were like, I don't know, that's just kind of who we are, you know? So
yeah.
We took a few risks with it too. I did a talking section, like I would never do that before, but we were like, let's just have fun with it and like be kind of weird.
That's so awesome. And when you really, really focus on the genre that you love making, you're going to have the best odds of making a great song, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I think that's what we're figuring out more so is like you guys said from the beginning, but like be true to who you are and just kind of like go for that more extremely, you know?
It's so important. It is so important. It took me a while to figure that out because I chased different genres for a while. I still love the challenge of doing like producing for different genres, but
Hmm.
there's some stuff that I don't even try anymore because it's stressful when you're trying to do a genre that's not you.
Yeah, true.
But I love it. Great job, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll tell Phil. He couldn't come
Yeah,
to the
please.
meeting, but he'll tune in later.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, Zion.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Let's jump to another one. I hope you submit that one in for a female empowerment search.
I'll try. I just
Okay.
need a good, what do you call it? Opportunity to pitch to.
Yeah. Yep. And, we gave, I don't know if you know, but we gave all the members of the class that have done a lot of the weekly assignments, we gave them a special link just for them.
Oh,
So-
yeah. We actually have that link. I need to submit some stuff. We actually sent this one in for the Rise Up theme because, like, Rise into the Top, I was like, I guess it can go for that or female empowerment kind of. So,
Okay.
anyway, we turned it in. But,
Okay,
yeah, I
cool.
need to probably turn in our older songs for that one, maybe. But that was cool. Two for
Nice. All right. So let's jump to the next one. Thank you, Angela. Office hours. I lost my place here. Yeah, that was 21st, 18th of June. 18th of June. Here we go. All right. So we did Brian, we did Angela. All right, now we're going to Mark's. Okay, here we go.
No one else could ever fill your shoes, 'cause you're up beyond legendary. Who could ever hold a candle to you? You're so extraordinary. You fight for me like a superhuman. Rescue me from my deepest, darkest fear. You fight for me like a superhuman. Lift me up beyond the stratosphere. You're the defender of all that's right, the champion of the brave. I'll never see your name in neon lights, but you won't rest until the world is saved. You fight for me like a superhuman.
Nice. Mark, share with us what's in your head. How'd you come up with this song?
Well, as a co-write with Deb Wolf, who also in the class, and she had this idea of the reference was obviously Imagine Dragons, so not necessarily completely in my realm or my neck of the woods,
Sure.
but definitely I'm trying to do more production type stuff. So putting the bed together and trying to form the ideas that we both wanted to have happen in the song. So it's kind of bounced back and forth, changed a bunch of times, and
Sure.
you know, and then she wanted a longer chorus, so we went with a longer chorus. Funny thing is, of course, the thing I like most about the song is the only part we didn't play, which is the very end. but
Oh, really?
yeah,
Play that?
yeah, that's actually the part that actually makes the most production sense, because some of it is like I'm kind of riffing, you know, so like some of it's all over the place.
Are those your vocals? Are you the one belting?
Yeah, that's all me. I haven't pitch corrected anything or anything. I most of that
Impressive
stuff.
you can sing that high, though. That's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of feedback would you like?
Well, I'm right, because you're like the fine-tuned ear of like even picked out. Yeah. So like I'd probably want more of an overview.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it would take far too long for the dissection, I think, you know, because there's so many things that we could talk about that aren't right with this, I think.
Well, but I mean, it's rough, yeah, but you're conveying the idea, I think, well enough for it to be reviewed and for people to hear it and go, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. First of all, I love the name of the song. I love the chorus is awesome. Ooh, you fight for me like a superhuman. You rescue me from the deepest, darkest fear. The only thing I don't like is beyond the stratosphere. That sounds so cliche.
Because and it also repeats fear, but it sounded so good at the time.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the way it was sung. I think your vocals, you have some amazing skill in your vocals, but I don't think it's been disciplined yet. And that just comes from doing a lot more singing. But how do I say this? If you want to continue to work on your vocals and get them better and better, just keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to get better and better, and play gigs, play out. If you're trying to get this song quickly into a position of getting it to start pitching it, I would consider hiring somebody or using somebody else in the class that has a really disciplined voice that they can just own it. Like, for instance, you're ahead of the beat a lot. And that happens with newer singers when they're just starting to sing. They're thinking so much in their head about the next line and the words and their performance that they don't realize they're jumping the beat. And the song is slow. Its strength is its slowness. You know, a lot of great Imagine Dragons songs are slow and they're just dramatic. You know, they have that drama. So this has that feel to it, and I wouldn't try to speed it up. But you got to sing. You got to own that slowness and not keep trying to rush it. And it feels like there's a lot of points in this that feels rushed. Now, again, I know this is you're just through. You said even in your description, you wanted to do as much as you could for the listening session, right? So, anyway, I'm just giving you thoughts off the top of my head. That snare isn't quite right for it. I would look for something else and vary the snare. You know, one of the great production tricks that almost everybody does now is your snare could be like this. Snare A is in the first 3 times the snare hits is snare A, and then snare B is a loud, heavy snare, and you just repeat that pattern, or you alternate it, or you just give things more life, or you do reverse snares into every other snare. There's a lot of tricks to it, but it gives things interest. It gives it life. I think that the main issue with this is it's just not produced at a high level yet, and you're new to production, And I think this is a great opportunity that you're learning and you're getting better and better. I'm glad you're showing this. I'm glad you're being vulnerable. I'm glad you're showing everybody that, hey, this is my attempt at this. I want to go after it because you have a great song here. And this is how everybody starts. Every great producer starts doing exactly what you're doing. They just don't be afraid and they just try. They try. So I super commend you for doing it, for going for it. I think the song is a good song. I think it's good. I think there's a couple areas that it just sounds like legendary, ordinary. When you rhyme things that close, it actually takes away from the song a little bit. It makes it feel a little too canned. I would look for either near rhymes or completely ditch the rhyme scheme. Don't even have a rhyme scheme. You don't really need it. Nowadays, listeners are so more eager to hear authentic lyrics and messages that just connect, and they're not really that concerned with did it rhyme, But I think the hardest part to a song is generally writing that hook line, and I think you have a great one. Ooh, you fight for me like a superhuman. That's awesome.
Right on, man. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
very
you're
much.
welcome. And you're an amazing guitarist. Just keep it up, man. Thanks, Mark. Let's go to another one. Let's see. Miko, I saw you in here. How you doing, man?
Good, thanks.
All right.
I was a lone wolf on a long road to anywhere, aimlessly wandering without a care, stumbling along toward the sunrise, searching for something that could bring me life. But no matter where I go, the people, they wanna know where I'm going and where is home. I don't know anymore. I've just been on the road, but I've been thinking lately, maybe I should know. Find your
Very cool. Miko, tell us about the song.
So this is a song by Gemina, who's also in the class. So she posted one time that she had an idea for a togetherness song. And then I messaged her. So she started writing the lyrics, and then she sent me a demo.
Oh, awesome.
I used the music for it. And then, so the vocals that we have here is actually just a demo. So I only have one track to work with. And we're about to finalize the arrangement so she can start recording her final vocals for it.
That is amazing. Jirane, can you unmute yourself?
Oh, she's not here.
Oh.
Yeah. She's in the class, but she's not in the session right now.
Did you
I
say
see.
Gemino?
Yeah, Gemino, yeah.
Oh,
Gemino,
I thought you said
yeah.
Jirane. Oh, okay. I apologize. Very cool. Well, I think you got something really good here. Is the message of the song, hey, I'm wandering around, I still don't really have a home, I haven't really found where I belong kind of thing?
It's more of, she found her tribe, so she's encouraging everybody else to do that search as well and find their own.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I love that beat that comes in on the verse. It's so good, and I love that you change it up. You switch to another gear. It makes it so much more interesting when you do that. It's really well done, and I like this style. This is kind of, how would you describe this style? What would you call it?
It's kind of like a drum and bass pattern.
Yeah, drum and bass, absolutely. But it's not as aggressive as most drum and bass. It's sort of a new age sort of drum and bass. It's cool. I really love it.
Shuffling, like just shuffling beats and then settling down to a 4/4 beat and going back.
I think that's so cool. I actually felt like the words to the song weren't as strong as they could be. Like, for instance, if you're going to talk about like find your tribe, if you just say find your tribe, it comes across a little preachy, and it's not as effective as if you could find another way of saying it, like these are my people, and or something like that. Find a different way of twisting it, because otherwise it comes across like you're trying to put like a graduation speech to music or something like that. It doesn't, feels like it was written as something else and it's being forced into music instead of, because with music, you have the opportunity to try to use the tone, the melody and intervals of notes and the emotion of the production, because the production sounds so cool. I mean, you have such a great ear for this. You have this opportunity to use that to teach your message without, it's sort of like show, don't tell. Show me what I should think. Don't just tell me what I should think. And you show, it's the same thing with movies. When movies stop to tell the audience what it is they should be thinking, it just immediately turns the audience off. Critics hate that. But if they just show you, if the person's in pain and they just show you they're in pain, it's way more effective than saying, I'm in pain. You know what I mean? Okay. So show don't tell is just something I would write down and put it on your wall. Not literally, but just something to really hold in mind, because it has a lot to do with writing too. I think it's a great message, but it comes across kind of like, I have this way of thinking about the world. I want you to think about it this way too, which is the concept of being preachy, no matter what it is you're trying to teach. Even though I personally totally believe in this message, I think it's awesome. I just think there's a better way to do it. I think the melody's cool, though. I think the melody's really cool, and I like the vibe. Her voice is incredible. You've got a great voice you're working with. I know you said this is her first, did you say her first take that she gave you?
Yeah, just a demo track that she sang the whole thing in one take.
That's amazing. And I could tell you kind of auto-tuned it in a couple parts, and you can hear that. I would say try to get her to sing that without it sounding so auto-tuned.
Okay.
But for now, I get it, believe me. I think what sells this is her voice and the production. I don't think the song is that strong yet, and it's because of the lyric writing, and I think that could be stronger. But I'm open.
You think it's a matter of just switching perspectives about the subject?
Yeah. What was the chorus line? I thought the first line of the chorus.
The line is "Find your tribe," echoes from the other side. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're encouraging your listener to listen to what's around you and just connect to what you feel you should connect to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get it. I just think it could be stronger if you show, not tell.
Okay.
And find ways of being very creative ways of talking, especially if she can talk from the first person, from that experience of saying, I think I'm finally there right now. Okay. I'm not searching anymore. These are my people, and I never thought I'd find this. I mean, those are more personal words to tell a story instead of, hey, don't go to this,
Okay. Thank you.
Those are my suggestions. I mean, that's just one man's opinion. I'd love to hear from other students in this class right now. Could somebody jump in and unmute yourself? I'd love to hear your opinions about anything, not just the lyrics. Anybody have a thought on that?
What you said the lyric was "Find your tribe."
Yeah, find your tribe.
So she could do something like "I found my tribe," and then it would be more like less preachy, like you're saying, Zion. And then just, I don't know. I think it was cool, but I get what you're saying. I think like people like to sing along to a song and feel like it's their own thoughts, kind of like, yeah, I found my tribe, you know, like, and you kind of like identify with it in the first person that way. I don't know.
Yep.
I think that's a valid point.
Okay. Yeah, I did too.
I think it's really cool. I think the production is really very effective, and you are you've got a lot of skill, Miko.
Thank you.
Solid. Cool. All right. Thanks for sharing, man. Let's go to the next one. This is Rob. Short time, long.
There's a storm raging in my heart, and it's you. You tell me where you come from, and I tell you it's cool, oh so cool. There's a feeling I get with you and me. I won't bet whether it's a long time or a short time or a short time, long time. If you tell me you love me, well, I say okay. Okay. If I say that I love you too, don't go away. Don't go away. Should the timing be right, or shall we just say goodnight? Whether for a long time or a short time or a la-di-di-di-di, la-di-di-di-di-di. Let's be together tonight. Okay. If I say that I love you too, don't go.
Very cool. Robbie, are you here? Don't think he's here. Yeah, it's a very cool production. It's very kind of easy going. It reminded me for some reason of the Mavericks. Do you remember the Mavericks from the 90s? They're kind of country rock band. They had that sort of feel to them a lot. And I like this style. I think the voice there's some strong pitch elements going on that need work in that. Again, this song really features the vocals so prominently that if you don't nail that pitch, I don't know, it pulls you out of it. It's like a speed bump in the song. There's a flute going on in there. There's like a flute notes, which is really interesting, but it kind of brings the energy down, and I'm wondering if that was on purpose. They want it that way, or they didn't know it was going to bring the energy down. But just be careful with things like that. if you start playing a flute, unless you're the anchor man doing a flute solo. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but usually flutes and clarinets and stuff can bring the energy down. So just be careful of that, because you got all these kind of rock elements. Sounds like a kind of a bar rock house, and a band is up on the stage and playing. Sonically, it sounds really kind of cool to me. So those are my thoughts on it. I didn't really understand the lyrics. I thought it was a little too cryptic for my taste, but that might be really good for just the background in a movie or a film or something like that. Anybody else have his? Brian said something about the floor tom. Yeah, very Tom Jones. Yeah.
I'll just hi Zion. This is Tom here.
Hey, Tom.
Rob's actually my accountability partner, so he's up in Canada, and I know that he was he has an album, actually, CD he's releasing. This is part of his album. He's been recording in the studio up there. And so this is one of the songs from that.
Cool. Can you tell me what it's about?
I don't personally know. I think when I was listening to it, that was one of the questions I had. I was trying to figure out the relationship of the title to the rest of the song.
Okay. No problem. Just was curious about it. Well, cool. I think, sonically it's produced pretty well. I think the vocals are the one area that I would work further on in that. I think it needs to be a better performance and to really sell the song, or if you can't get a better performance, adjust things with some pitch correction like Melodyne. And I would reconsider putting a flute in there. Those are my thoughts. Thanks for sharing it. Let's go to the next one. Tom. Is this the same Tom?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Elevate the world in you and me. Elevate the world.
There's a crimson sunset horizon above the sea. Tomorrow I'll be driving through the canyons and the trees. You and me to a future, to reach an endless dream. Connected to a fire that burns eternally.
You could be the hero. Elevate the world. You could be the hero. Elevate the world. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Elevate the world in you and me.
When I hear your heart rising up inside of me, I'm standing on a mountaintop, feeling true majesty. We are three birds before we have to bleed. Time is out, go reach it out, celebrate our humanity.
Tom, can you tell us a little bit about this one? Hold on, I got to unmute you. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this is kind of the assignment for this month. Just trying to work on kind of the hero song, and trying to consider the current environment a little bit and the feel of it. Just trying to see if I can create something more anthemic, and have my daughter singing background on it.
That's cool. Are you singing the main vocal?
Yeah.
I like the effect you put on that. You did it really nicely. It makes your voice sound very. It reminds me of what was that artist from the? This feels kind of 90s to me, like the production, in a good way, in a really good way. It feels kind of like a throwback to, with the synthesizers and the kind of the sparkly type synthesizers and the big drums. This kind of it just sounds good. I like the production. I think there's a lot of great stuff on it. I think this song is borderlining on that preachy part again. Not because I have an issue with the message, of course. I love the message. We need more messages like this. But again, it's coming back to the times you say things like, traveling through the canyons and trees are way more enticing to me than when you're telling me, hey, go elevate the world. Because I'm just saying, in the future, as you're writing more songs, keep looking for ways to talk about how you have seen the world elevated or how you are elevating the world, and make it very personal. It'll make the song stronger. I'm not saying you can't do it this way. You can. It's just I feel like it's right on that edge of feeling a little preachy. A lot of positive message songs can come across that way. It's hard. It's really hard to write very positive message songs without sounding either cheesy or preachy. We fall into those categories really easily, and I've done it many, many times myself. It's really difficult, and I think one of the secrets is continue to write those type of lyrics, like you paint pictures with your lyrics. Paint pictures and make a statement. I don't think that's a bad hook at all. Elevate the world is the hook, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's maybe totally keep that, but if you painted a picture more in the verses, I think it could make the song a little stronger.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I like the song. I think you've got a good thing here. I think you've got. Did you produce this too?
Yes. It's going through an evolution, so these comments that are appreciated because they may change now to a different perspective on that. So cool.
Yeah, I think that they're also, again, and I don't mean to beat the dead horse, but I think continuing to look at pitch correction. It's amazing how if your stuff if it's not pitch perfect nowadays, you're being compared to all other music out there. And so if there's a little pitchiness, it immediately stands out, and not in a good way. And I think in some of the background vocals, your daughter has a lovely voice. I love it. I think you grab the right singer for the song. It totally fits. All your backgrounds and everything, but just can you correct it pitch-wise, make it a little tighter?
Right. I haven't actually addressed that or tightening the vocals together at all. This was pulled together last night.
Oh, wow. That's impressive, man. Well, thanks for sharing it with us. It's
all right.
Got a great thing here.
Good feedback all around. Thanks,
You're welcome. Wani, let's listen to yours. Best part of my day, another one.
Hello. I got two songs. The other one, I'm the one singing, and it's produced by Kevin Fisher, and the other one is performed by Brian, and he also produced it. So.
Well, we could just do one for now. Which one would you like?
I think since I already got my feedback from the first one just yesterday, I'm gonna go with the second one.
So Rise Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet. Let's check it out. Oh, there it goes.
Another day into the world, another day to prove my worth. Do you believe in me? I've failed 100 times before, and I can try 1,000 more. I know take that stand. I'll rise again, and I'll fight until the end. Stand up tall and carry on. I'll rise again. I've searched for answers far and wide, over mountains long and high. I'll rise again and hear my call. I'll rise again. 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 And I'll fight until I'll rise again. I'll rise again. I'll rise again.
Tell us about this song. Wani, I'm going to unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
So Brian and I co-wrote the song, and it was late for us to like kind of look for a producer, so he produced it. And so any feedback is welcome wherever.
Okay. Where are you located, by the way?
In Seattle area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Seattle, and I think you have a great song here. This reminds me a lot of a Christian song. This reminds me a lot of Christian contemporary music or Christian worship music. Did you guys, either of you, have that background?
Yeah, I think, but when we created this song, we kind of like I was thinking of Snow Patrol or One Republic kind of vibe, or even Coldplay kind
Yeah.
of.
Oh, yeah, I can hear all of that. I think it's so good. And my favorite part was actually in the bridge, this spot right here. Oh.
The ooh part.
Oh, I'll rise again. That is just big. I almost think you should just carry the rest of the song with that. I mean, it's like, to me, like your song was good already, and then it just got great. And that was my favorite part of the song. It was so short. I was like, I want more of that. I love it. I think it's a really good song. I think the chorus, the production on the chorus needs a little bit more work as far as the vocals. The vocals sound a little bit like, here's the vocals and here's the rest of the music. Like kind of like a, I hate using the word karaoke, but that's what they say on American Idol whenever they're talking about this, when it sounds like you're not part of the band. And so it's a production issue. It's when you need to make the vocals sit in the mix a little bit better. They probably need a stack. They need to be stacked together with harmonies. Love the guitar work. Love that snare work. The whole thing is way too quiet, which is probably because it's still being mixed and mastered. But I think there's some really, really, really beautiful things here, and especially that bridge.
Okay.
Is that you singing?
No, it's Brian.
That's Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought it was a female singer.
Really?
I thought it was a low voice, like a low female voice. Well, it's beautiful. It's a great voice.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love it. I definitely want to hear that again sometime. Let's jump real quick to Drew. Guys, my computer is starting to fail and I have no backup system, so we'll do as much as we can before this dies here.
Mr. Zion, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
So good. Life is good.
Oh, good.
And if your computer dies, it's all good. That's all good too.
It's got a little left, so let's try to make it work here.
All right.
I'm going to jump into it. Hold on, I'm having issues here. Okay.
All my yesterdays seem so far away. All roads lead back to you. Safe and sound where comfort's found in walls. Walls I built here with you. I've been gone for way too long. I've been gone for way too long. Feeling that you give is my home. Oh, eh, oh, and you are always mine. Catching fireflies under night skies. Imperfection is perfect to you. Houses get bought and sold.
Very cool. I remember this one well. It sounds like it doesn't have as much stopping in it. Is that what you changed on that?
Yeah, we changed that up a little bit and just tried to tighten up the mix and the drums. I think were some of the different recommendations. So I was
Cool.
just seeing if anything like stuck out to you.
I love it more. I
Okay.
already liked it before. I like it even more. So whatever you did, I mean, I can't specifically remember all the nuances of it before, but I like it already. It has such a great hook. I've been gone for way too long. That is such a great hook.
Right.
Yeah, I think the only part that's odd to me is that progression in the interlude, that da 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 da, that kind of weird sort of chording. It's fine. It doesn't do much for me. It's sort of like I kind of am waiting for that part to be over so I can get back into the song. But but maybe that's a good thing because it kind of just changes it. It kind of goes into this other area, makes you look forward to coming back to that one chorus again. It sounds good. I don't have a lot of notes at the very beginning when the strums were happening. I'm listening through. It's a brand new MacBook Pro, so the speakers are a lot better than the old speakers, but it's still a computer.
Yeah.
And it's sounding like, just hearing those first chords, it sounded like the chords were conflicting with one another, just like the overtones or the harmonics of it.
Okay.
It's very brassy sounding, right? It's very. Hold on. What instruments are those?
Banjo, acoustic, piano.
Okay, it almost sounds like the banjo is playing a different chord or something.
Yeah, that might be coming in a little too hot, maybe.
Yeah, it might be the overtones I'm hearing that are conflicting.
Okay.
It might be the exact right chord, but it's just the way. Sometimes you'll and I notice this sometimes, I'll put a guitar in, and I'm hearing the prominent note of the guitar, lick to be this, but once it's tucked into the mix, that gets lost, and all you're hearing are these overtones that are maybe like a fifth of the note or something like that. Sometimes it'll kind of screw me up, like, oh shoot, that's not the. So I don't know what it is about it, but I would just say listen to it through phone speakers, through computer speakers, and see if you know what I'm talking about, because you don't want somebody to stop the song right at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the worst place to stop, because it's a great song. You get into it, and it's like, man, this is an amazing song. It feels very Lumineers or Mumford and Sons ish, and
Yeah, right.
I
That's what
love that
that's
shit.
what we're shooting for. So
Yeah, I love the instruments you're choosing. It's great. The vocals are great. The melody's great. The hook is great. Yeah, it's great.
all right, sweet. Thanks. Well, I appreciate it. I'll stop bugging all the listening sessions with the song because we've been making changes. I'm like, I just want to see if there's anything else. So otherwise, we're gonna start pitching it pretty hard, I think. So,
Yeah, you should. I would honestly. My biggest thing is just that beginning. I think it
Yep.
needs to make sure it sounds good right at the beginning.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Hey, thank you, and thank you for all you do, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome, Drew. It's a privilege, man. Love hearing your stuff.
Cheers.
Well, guys, I need to run. My computer's dying, and it's probably going to die within the next couple minutes here. I think we got all through the Facebook ones. I'm sure there were some other ones that might have come in, but we'll just have to wait for the next listening session. So good to see you guys. Keep it up. You guys are killing it. Love your work. Thank you for all you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions, Zion@catchthemoonmusic.com, and I will be in touch. See you, everybody.